Hey everybody, welcome back to Digital Pizza. Today I'm going to continue the teardown of the engine of the bike that you just saw that had been left out in the elements high up in the mountains for many years. I referred to this bike in my earlier video, but today I'm going to continue to get the engine torn down. And right now, as you recall, the number one cylinder piston is just frozen solid in there. So I'm not sure what I'm going to have to do to get the cylinders off of here, but I can't even split the cases until I get those cylinders off. So anyway, today I'm going to start tearing this thing down and try to get the thing apart so that we can check out what's inside. So let's get started. Okay. So as you can see, this engine had a lot of sludge in it, and it had gotten a lot of water inside, as evidence there at the bottom of the oil pan. So hopefully it didn't do any damage to the crank or to the rods or the bearings or all of that stuff, but I guess we'll find out. Looking deep inside the engine, it really doesn't look that bad, so I am encouraged about that. So let's continue to take this thing apart. I'm really concerned about getting the cylinders off of the engine. That number one piston is so frozen in there that I just hope I'm not going to have to do a lot of destroying to get it out. So let's see what happens. So as I mentioned before, this bike was up in the mountains outside, and when I first got it, there were all kinds of pine needles and acorns, and as you can see, here's one right here. Just pulled it out of the inside of the engine. So God only knows what's inside this engine. Sounds true. So here, it's against every fiber in my body to do this, but there is no way I can get these cylinders off. They are just so frozen solid. And I can't even split the cases until these cylinders are off. So as you can see here, I have resorted to taking an extension or a breaker bar and literally the heaviest hammer I can find and just beat the hell out of that number one piston. And as you can see here, the cylinders started coming off. So I had to just get a crowbar and just work it out slowly. I mean, the cylinders are pretty much wasted anyway, so it really doesn't matter if I damage the cylinders at all. They're going to be toast. And I've got another set of cylinders to put on here. So anyway, success. It, the more I pried, the easier it got. And finally, voila, came off. So problem solved. So here's what we ended up with. Boy, I tell you, the inside of this engine just really have seen better days. These pistons are, all of them are just totally wasted. The engine has had a whole bunch of water put in there. It's sat for years. I mean, the inside of this number one cylinder is just totally wasted. The rest of the cylinders didn't look like they got much water in them, but they're all scored up and so on. So obviously the bike was run hard and put away wet and very neglected. So it's pretty sad. But anyway, luckily the cylinders are easily replaced and readily available. So we'll see. This engine will live again. So, the rest of the engine inside looks pretty good from this vantage point. But I'm going to take the oil pump and the pickup screen and get the rest of the engine apart and check it out. But the transmission seems to really work very smoothly. And when I look inside there, everything looks very clean. And so anyway, keep fingers crossed. And looking forward, these are the beautiful new pistons that are going to go inside this engine. So these are very nice, very beautiful. You almost hate to put them in the engine. You just want to put them on a shelf and look at them. But anyway, this is something to look forward to. I love the assembly process. So I have to share a story with you. Last week, I had a relative who had one of his relatives buy this bike back in, I don't know what year, I forgot, 1981. And this is a CB400T. He bought this bike brand new. It's got 972 original miles on it. It's been sitting in his garage since, I believe, 1989, because that's what the license plate says. But this bike is a complete time capsule. I mean, the inside of this tank is like brand new. Still got gas in it, and it still smells like fresh gas. Probably because it's 1989 gas, had no ethanol in it or anything, but I mean, this, like I said, this bike is a complete time capsule. The bodywork on it is perfect. There isn't a dent or a scratch anywhere. The bike is very dirty right now. It's got, umpteen years of garage dirt on it. And generally speaking, the bike is in really excellent condition. So I'm going to clean this thing up. It's got the original tires on it and everything. But anyway, I'm going to clean this thing up and put it up for sale. So if any of you guys are interested, let me know. And I'm sure the bike will run what looks like surface rust. I think most of it will come off. A lot of it just rubs right off with your fingers. So let me know if anybody's interested, and otherwise I'll keep you up to date. So that's pretty much it for this video, and I will have more very soon. And please subscribe and hit the bell next to the subscribe button so you get notified of future videos. So again, thank you so much for watching and your support.